What's going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel, and hey, as always, happy Friday. We're here today for another episode of the Inner Sea region, a 5-minute tour. Only 3 regions left in the Inner Sea before we do a big timeline video to wrap it all up and bring this series to a close. Today, we're heading to Nirmathas. Real quick though, before we get there, this episode of the Inner Sea region, a 5-minute tour, was brought to you in part by Joseph Harvilla, the man who's GMing this channel's first ever published Gestalt game, A House Divided. If you'd like to check that out, follow this card right up here. In the meantime, Joe, as always, thank you so much for your time, support, and friendship. It means the world. Now let's dive in. Nirmathas is a country that only recently freed itself from tyrannical control. The people of Nirmathas are, of course, proud of that freedom, but it's a freedom that they have to struggle to maintain every day. Nirmathas has been an independent nation for less than 100 years. Before that, it was part of the province of Multhun, and even farther back, it was part of the Empire. Now, of course, simply one region in the Inner Sea, known as Cheliax. Multhun was first founded as a province of Taldor, but they lost it to Cheliax during the even-tongued conquest when Cheliax declared its independence. Cheliax loosened its grip on the Empire in 4606 when the god of humanity died, and hey, you know, 2 days ago we talked about that very god. If you'd like to learn more about that, follow this card right here. In 4632 AR, Multhun declared independence, and at that time, Multhun included all of present-day Nirmathas. It didn't take long for the residents to realize they'd traded out one despot for another, and their resentment soon turned into all-out rebellion. This rebellion, which was known as the Freedom War, began in 4648. Of course, if you're from Multhun, it's known as the Northern Rebellion. It was a chaotic series of separate, ineffective skirmishes until Ergil Nirmath, a half-elf trapper, managed to achieve a number of victories, and eventually his reputation grew, so much so that within 7 years, Nirmath had led his forces to victory. The night of the rebellion's final battle, Nirmath was killed by an assassin's blade, and so the new country was named in his honor. The government of Nirmathas is fairly informal, as you can imagine, for a country that just threw off the yoke of tyranny. Most government decisions are handled at the local level. The one trait they all share is their dislike of regimented bureaucracy like the one that was forced upon them. Nirmathas' only authority figure is the commander of its military, and currently that's Forest Marshal Welson Gaverk. A new Forest Marshal is elected every 4 years by prominent leaders and soldiers. Of course, the nation's military does suffer due to the Nirmathi people's love of independence and self-reliance, because it's hard to run an army of free spirits. While the Forest Marshal does an admirable job, his plans often go awry when the different groups decide they have a better plan. Much of this army is made up of bands of Nirmathi who wander from town to town, fighting injustice. These bands view themselves as the embodiment of Nirmathas' free-spirited attitude. Of course, like everywhere else in the Inner Sea, Nirmathas does have a real-world equivalent. Imagine Robin Hood just on a national scale. Woodsmen running through the forest, fighting off bureaucracy. They basically spell out, take from the rich and give to the poor, just instead of in terms of gold. An entire nation. Hell Knights from Cheliax who have come to reclaim the mineral-rich area, or we're a group of trappers, rangers, hunters, and other ne'er-do-wells who have dedicated their life to stop them. 2 nations that are constantly fighting with each other is a recipe that we all know and love, a recipe we all can use. And hey, if nothing else, book 1 of the Iron Fang Invasion Adventure Path, that's the only one I can really speak for, as that's the only book I've spoiled for myself, takes place here in Nirmathas. So if you feel like you need an excuse to break out what looks to be an amazing adventure path, there you go. But what do you guys think about Nirmathas? Have you ever adventured here? Have you ever GM'd for a group that went to Nirmathas, or maybe even the Iron Fang Invasion Adventure Path? And if so, did you enjoy it? Don't forget, our Doomsday Dawn giveaway is live right now. 6 lucky subscribers will be selected to run through the Doomsday Dawn adventure, the first ever published bit of material for Pathfinder 2nd edition. If you'd like to learn more about that giveaway, follow this card right up here. And remember, patronage at any tier gets you an extra entry to the giveaway, and also to this giveaway. I need 16 subscribers to send off Pathfinder 1st edition in style with a tournament. If you'd like to learn more about that giveaway, follow this card right here. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. The next episode of the Inner Sea region, a 5-minute tour, where we'll talk about, let's say, Isger, drops next Friday.